Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi Theme video. This is Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Well, today we've got a little pop-up sale countdown timer for you. See the little red bar at the bottom there? When I roll over it, it's going to pop up with a countdown timer to a sale and a little call to action button to take your visitors to whatever page you want to take them to. When we roll off of it, it's going to pop back down there. And it's fixed position, so it'll stay where it is. So let's get started. I'm going to enable the visual builder. And there's no coding or extra plugins involved in this today. So let's go down. I'll delete the row that it's in. And we'll start from scratch. Okay, you can go anywhere you like because we're going to make this row fixed position, so we don't need to put it anywhere in particular. Let's roll down a little bit. And we'll add it right there. I'm going to make it a single column. Inside that column, I'm going to put our countdown timer. There it is right there. Now obviously here you can set the date that you want to set. I'll leave that just like that. Put whatever title you want in. And as you can see, that's put that down there. I'm going to roll down. It's not a bad idea if in the link you link it to the page you want to link it to. That way not only we're going to add a button, but not only will they be able to get there via the button, if they click on the actual countdown timer too, it'll take them there as well. So put in whatever link you want there. Always best practice, if you're linking to your own site, keep it in the same window. If you're linking off-site to somebody else's site, open it in a new tab so yours stays open. Okay, I'm going to give it a red background just to be a little more urgent, and there we have it. Okay, so we've got it counting down, we've got it doing what it wants to do. I don't want quite so much space at the top because all I want to see at the bottom really is a little bit of red and that title right there, almost like a button if you like. So if we go over to our design, go down to spacing, I'm going to take some padding away from the top. Don't know what the default is, looks like about 50 pixels there. I'm going to say put in 10 pixels. Just put in the 10, it'll put in the PX for you. Great, so that's that part done. Let's add a little button to make sure they know that they've got to click on it. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to hit the little dark button there to add a new module. And let's just add a button. There's our button right there. Click here is fine, or put in obviously what you want your button to say right there. Again, we'll link that to the same page, obviously a sales page or wherever it is you want to direct them. Same best practices with the button link target. Okay, well let's just go to our design there a little bit. And alignment, I want that button in the middle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it white in color, just the text, so it'll disappear into the background. Then I'm going to give our row an actual red color too, so it'll stand out again. So I'm going to go down to the button, use custom styles. I'm simply going to change the button text color to white. As you can see, it's disappeared in the background there. You can do all the usual things, button backgrounds and corners and things like here, border width, border radius, etc. And common to most Divi modules, if you hover over the dark writing, you'll see some little icons appear. Go to the thing you want to affect. If there's a little arrow there, you can set a desktop state and a hover state, and you can have two different colors or two different settings, one for when your mouse is not on it, desktop, and one for when your mouse is on it, hover state. Okay, well I'm going to leave my button right there. Obviously you style yours however you wish. Well, I'm going to add a colored background to our row here. I'm going to go back into the row. I'm going to give it the same color background as our little form there, which was the red. And if you wanted to use gradients or anything like that, or even image backgrounds, you could give your countdown timer a transparent background and just use whatever it is, whether it's a gradient, image, video. And you can add background patterns and background masks too. They've just added those. If you want to learn more, have a look at our masked and pattern background video. So there you can see our button, but it's a little too far away again. So let's go into our row that we're in at the moment, go over to design, go down to sizing. I'm going to use custom gutter widths. Now gutter widths are the space in between and below and above modules. So I'm going to take that all the way down, which will tighten things up a little bit. And again, I've got too much padding on the top because the row's added a little bit of padding up there. So I'm going to close up the sizing, go into spacing below. I'm going to take all the padding away from the top of the actual row itself, which should just leave us with the countdown timers padding at the top. To do that, I'm simply going to put a 0 in. There we go, perfect. Alright, now here comes the fun part. What I want to do now is actually reposition it so it's just hanging off the bottom there with just a massive stale starts today with a red background showing. And then when we hover over it, I want it to pop up so people can click the button. So to do that, I need to go over to Advanced and Position. And we're going to change it from Relative to Fixed. And you'll see it when I do this pop up into the top left corner there. There it is up there. Now I want it to be down the bottom in the middle. You can put it center top, center right, middle, smack in the middle, bottom left, middle, which is where I want it, and bottom right. So I'm going to put mine in the middle there, and I don't know if you can see that our other modules are sort of going over the top of it. We don't want that. To stop that happening, we need to change that Z index until our red module or red row there is on top. To do that, grab the Z index and pull it to the right, and there we are. It's popped over the top of those now, which is what we want because we want it to appear on top of everything else. And the way Z index works is if you've got two elements, say this blue element here has a Z index of 10 and this has a Z index of 20, the one with the higher value, the 20, will always appear on top of the 10. So when you're happy with that, let's reposition it. Now we've got a vertical offset button here. If I roll this down, you'll see it rolling down. That looks about right to me, just at the bottom there, and it's going to stay there because we've got it in fixed position, so it's be fixed to the bottom of our browser window. And as we mentioned before, if you hover over the dark writing, you'll see some icons appear. We want to go to the vertical offset and set two different values when we hover over it so we can see the actual countdown timer when they hover on it. So let's hit that little arrow. Desktop version, when the mouse is not on it, wants to stay exactly like that. And the hover version, we want to bring that offset back up to where they can see it. Sitting right on the bottom there, they can see the button, they can see the countdown, they can see the title there. We can actually offset that to 0. There we go, that should be in just the right place. So when they're not hovering over it, it's going to be down there, and when they hover over it, it's going to be up there. Now the time it takes to go from desktop to hover state with Divi by default is 300 milliseconds, which to me is pretty quick, about just under a third of a second. If you want to slow it down for a bit of drama, go over to the advanced where we are now. Let's close up our position, and you'll find transitions down here. Here's the transition duration, 300 milliseconds, there's the default. You can slide, type in a value. I'm going to have mine about 3/4 of a second. And you can fine tune with the little arrows to the right hand side there. Don't want any delay, I want it to happen as soon as they put their mouse on it. Transition speed curve I tend to use for these things is ease in, ease out. They're all slightly different, subtly different. Some will work better than others in certain situations. But ease in and ease out is my go-to usually for my hover effects. So let's save this. We'll save our page changes. And let's exit the Visual Builder. And there it is on the bottom. It's fixed to the bottom there, so we can roll up and down the site. As you can see, it's staying on top of everything because we adjusted that Z index or Z index. When I hover over it, it's going to pop up to reveal the countdown and the little call to action button there. And that's a nice little feature to have on your site if you want to redirect people. It doesn't matter whereabouts on the site they are, you can drag it up from whichever position you want. So there you go, guys. There's a little pop-up countdown timer with a call to action. Really easy to do. Like I say, no coding or extra plugins involved in that today at all. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie with System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.